Alright, so this is episode 2 of Mieruko-chan. A little bit of a recap. We saw Miko go through her typical day as she saw a few, I would say, the paranormal stuff, but she didn't pay too much attention to it until she started being able to actually see them. And at that point, she went for the good old tactic of, if I can't see them, they can't see me, and it seems to work for the current moment. So that's pretty good. And that is the end of the recap. Wow. I do have the full-length reaction up on Patreon, and you guys can check that out in either one of the corners or in the description down below. Other than that, let us get started. Alright, we're back to where we were from the last episode. Man, the voice actors for these ghosts really linger. Oh, come on, Miko. I really like the beginning of that song, and then, you know, the beat comes in and it's just very, very poppy feel. And I mean like a pop song, not Poppy herself. This is also a good song to play some rhythm games on. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody already made a map of it. Seems like Hana has blessed us this episode as well. If it's fake, yeah, sure. Well, maybe the ghost could hear you talking about them and they'll be like, you can hear me, or you can see me. Yeah, Miko, we gotta get going, man. She can't be in her underwear this whole entire episode. Mm-hmm. Ah, nothing. Nothing. Nothing's there. What, you can't jump, Hana? Just silently, just close the door. She really knows how to delay herself when she gets jump scare. When is she not hungry? Mm-hmm. How long's that gonna last, though? Well, this is like an all-girls school, isn't it? Is it? I don't remember. I just remember what we're about to go into. Right? Truly a scary thought. You could be touched and you don't even notice. Wanna go back to the locker? Oh, the nurse's office. Oh my god, it's got feet now! This must be what happens when you go commando. Yeah, she cares about you, Miko. This looks like she's giving like a piggyback ride to a pervert. No, I don't think that's it. Wow, really out here calling her flat-chested. And, you know, could always start tossing some salt after her. Yeah, aim for her tits! All for Hana? I don't know about that! I think you've got the ghost even more excited now I can actually see her bra. Yeah, you've got the head out now. Now he's just gonna stare at her boobs. Come closer, Miko. Oh. Hey, those aren't flat chests at all. She has boobs. Damn, dude. One hand on one boob at all time. He found someone sexier. You tell me, Hana. I mean, it's still better that he's not on you, you know? Alright. We'll see you later, again. A prayer and beef donut. Oh, somebody's in the wrong line. Look, this other guy's also staring at her like, fuck is she doing just standing like that? Saved by boobs. God, all these ghosts just have stanky breath. So, like, they're just waiting in line to get eaten, despite them being ghosts? Like, is this a ghost suicide hotline? I don't want to be a ghost anymore. So I'm just gonna wait in line and get myself eaten instead. Of course. She'll have the other 9. Ooh. The cat looks like he's fighting off. Yeah, it looks like the kid's fighting him off, just like, hey, get out of here! Alright, let's not do that, Hana. Damn. What a conclusion. Even the other ghost is fucking freaking out at him. Oh, it looks more like the ghost was like haunting the kid, and now he's just... He's got 2 black kitties on his shoulders. Oh, there he goes. Well, at least you got the guy away from the cat. The cat's pointing at him. He's chosen his owner. Oh, they're spirits, but they're like white spirits. So I guess they're like good people, huh? Oh. Well, those cats have 2 tails, so like they're basically cat spirits. Alright. That's the end of that episode. I did enjoy this episode though. Any episode that gives us more of Hana is always nice. You know, Hana's such a nice, bubbly, sunny character in comparison to the fucking horror shit that Miko is seeing. But let's see here. So we saw 3 ghosts. Well, I mean, there was a whole line of a bunch of ghosts, but I'll just count them all as 1. So she had like 3 encounters, I think. Yeah, with the guy in the head, and then the little gropey ghost. Oh, and then the line. Mieruko. Oh my god. Okay, the fact that she had her eyes closed, I was like, okay, so I guess she's just like, you know, happy for him, doing that whole like, smile pose with her eyes closed. And then they showed a portrait and she also had her eyes closed in that. She's just one of those characters who never opened her eyes. But okay, yeah, 3 encounters. She had the third one was with the line where the ghosts are just going over to get themselves killed despite the fact that they've been killed before or died before. Oh, that still makes me laugh. But anyways, I'm gonna head back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 2 of Mieruko-chan. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I think I already said it. I thought this was a pretty alright episode. Or a pretty good episode. No, it's pretty alright. It's, I probably have to gauge what people are reacting to this episode, because I feel like it is a little bit more on the comedic side. I feel like it's always that way when you see Hana, but you also do see, all the fucking fan service, because Volume 1 was pretty fan servicey, because that's just how it was, and then when we started getting to the plot, I think there are still fan service stuff. I say as I completely forgot about this camera just shutting down yet again. Yeah, I do remember it still holds that bit of like fan servicey element once the story starts rolling in, but back in Volume 1 it is quite heavy in it, and you can see that in this episode. Where it's mainly aimed at Hana. So the entire episode, to me, doesn't feel scary, but the idea of these things I can see being creepy, you know, in terms of like, what if you were able to see a severed head in the locker? But what would you do? And Miko herself had gotten a little jump scare. I wonder if they'll do a little bit of the, they didn't do it in this episode, but I was wondering if they would do a bit of the little joke panels that you would see with the ghosts. Maybe we'll see a little sketch of it, maybe we won't. Whatever. And then with the second encounter, you can see a little bit more of what these ghosts can do. Like, they can technically touch you, but you don't feel it unless perhaps you can see them. So like if you can't see them, because I had somebody ask about this, is like, well, can these ghosts, can they just actually move things? And I always feel like these ghosts are like on a slightly different plane. Since they're on this slightly different plane, perhaps they can manipulate a few things. As you can see with the ball moving, you saw the desk moved a little bit, but they can't fully interact with humans, so they kind of just wander around trying to see if someone can see them. And I wonder if, you know, if they know that someone can see them, they know that this person they can attack, or they can haunt, or, you know, they can devour, whichever one. Although with that pervert ghost, I don't really think he cares very much about whether they can see him or not. He's just really out here for the tits. It does give off that bit of eerie feeling, knowing that there is a ghost that is surrounding you, you know, that is all around you. So I actually, now think about it, there are technically 4 encounters. She encountered the kitten with the ghost, and then she also saw the guy who wanted the kitten, but he's also fucking filled with spirits and ghosts and shit. And in fact, it was so strong, it had gotten the ghost, the spirit that was hunting the kitty, to go over to him and started following him instead of the kitty. I went off a slight tangent, and I can't remember whether I actually said why I thought it was an eerie feeling, so I'll just say it again. Yeah, it gives that creepy vibe, just knowing that perhaps there are ghosts all around us, especially for people who are superstitious, you know, this is a fucking horror for them, just knowing that there might be ghosts around touching them. Oh, of all things. Oh my god. For the third encounter with the ghosts, I feel like that is a, what is it, those urban legends, I would say? And to consider that this is an anime, I would assume it would be like an urban legend in Japan, where you sort of, you don't realize that you're in the wrong line, because you're lined up with the ghosts instead. And that one, I mean, I can see why some people would find that concept scary. I'm not superstitious, so that sort of thing, I don't really care too much about, you know, being in the wrong line filled with ghosts and suicidal ghosts, I guess. Like, I don't know why they're in that line getting freaking eaten. Oh boy, I can't wait to be fucking swallowed. Oh no. It's the Vorlai! I already talked a little bit about the ghosts haunting the kitten, but also the fact that the guy that came over, he had like orange hair, I think, orange's hair, and he had like this big aura, this big aura of ghosts, and again, it attracted the other ghost that was haunting the kitten. And so that kind of gave us a glimpse. I mean, this whole episode gives us a glimpse that, yes, not only do they wander around the place, you know, perhaps they're haunting that place specifically, but they can also haunt somebody as well and follow them everywhere. So in terms of comedy, we see that Hana and Miko do have that bokeh and tsukomi routine, which, if I remember, bokeh is the wise guy, although I don't know if Hana is the wise person, but it's okay. And then we have the tsukomi, which is the straight man, and that is Miko. And we saw that throughout the entire episode, especially in the beginning where, you know, Hana's like, oh, why are you staring at me? Are you trying to confess to me? And then we saw Miko thinking to herself, as if, I don't know why I had to explain the bokeh and tsukomi routine. I feel like people who've seen anime would obviously understand that comedic routine. Then there was that scene with the gropey ghost where Miko is just spraying fucking alcohol on on Hana, or it's technically hand sanitizer sort of thing. So she's hold out your hand, Hana. Well, I remember just reading that in the manga and I just thought that was fucking stupid, but also pretty funny. But seeing it in the anime and just seeing her doing it, you know, just her just constantly just like fucking squirting alcohol at her or a hand sanitizer at her. Don't worry, Hana, I got you right on your chest. That's where you had the stethoscope. You know what I'm talking about. My list is is preventing me from saying it. The stethoscope. The stethoscope. Oh my god, that THO. Wait a minute, there's a stethoscope that is connected to your app? The fuck? It's $300. Finally, in the end, with the kitten, Miko decided to give it over to the bald guy who looked very scary, but we find out that he actually does love cats very much. It seems like he had a wife who passed, and they're all there. They're all there with him, you know, which is nice, and they don't emit that black aura. So that's also just for us to see that despite their spirits, not all of them are bad, some of them are good. And it seems like, I guess, despite them dying, you know, they loved them so much, they decided to stick around instead, and instead of, I don't know, going wherever they should have been going. One thing that I thought was a little odd in that scene was the fact that he kind of just stood there and said nothing. Like, he just stared at the kitten. And I remembered him asking about the kitten previously in the manga, you know, he came up and he's like, yo, can I have that kitten? And that's when Hana was like, no. He's a little spooky guy, so I'd rather not. And then we saw the next guy coming in, who looked relatively nice, but Miko can see all the spooky spirits around him. Well, she also saw a little glimpse of the white cats that was around the bald guy in the anime, where she's like, what is that? And then finally she realized that these are, these were good spirits that was, surrounding him, unlike the other guy. Oh boy, I wonder if we'll see those characters later on. But until then, that is the end of this video. If I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.